is Thursday, July 5th, 2018, and thanks for joining us. 5 in 5 covers 5 news items of the day in just 5 minutes. The clock is ticking, so let's get started. 1. Thursday afternoon, announcements were made that Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore was undergoing evacuation. It is believed that around 12:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a quote, unspecified, end quote, number of people were exposed to tuberculosis. Emergency response crews shut down nearby roads as they assisted in evacuations and conducted hazmat investigations. TB, as it is so often referred to, is caused by a bacteria that is spread in tiny droplets from coughs and sneezes. Upon first encountering the story, this reporter's BS meter pinged off the scales. There have been plenty of movies about illnesses requiring quarantine. I checked in with someone in the medical industry, asking a bunch of hypotheticals, of course, and this is what I've learned. Generally, when there's a TB exposure, patient 0 is put into a negative air pressure room, and those possibly affected are quarantined until initial tests can be conducted. Anyone dealing with patient 0, who had not been contaminated, must use an N95 mask to protect themselves. Discussing the Johns Hopkins Hospital details with a professional healthcare worker, they said, quote, "That's weird. Something else must be going on." For more information about this story, check the links below.
2. In Wiltshire, England, a British couple is poisoned by the Novichok nerve agent. British counter-terrorism officials confirmed that Don Sturgis and Charlie Rowley were exposed to the toxin. Initially, authorities believed the pair had taken tainted drugs, but later, testing revealed the substance to be Novichok. Sturgis and Rowley are in critical condition. This sounds familiar because just 4 months earlier and 12 miles away, a former Russian spy and his daughter were attacked with the same substance. The recent exposure is raising questions due to its timing. One is the FIFA World Cup being held in Russia, where the English team just snagged a quarterfinal spot, and the second has to do with the upcoming meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin later this month. The UK's Home Secretary claims that Russia is using the UK as a, quote, dumping ground, end quote, for the nerve agent. Yet, Russia has denied the claim. The Russian embassy in the Netherlands tweeted, quote, "How dumb do they think Russia is to use, again, so-called Novichok, ... The show must go on," end quote. Could this be a diversion and distraction technique? You decide. 3. Scott Pruitt resigns as the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. This after months of accusations over improper spending of taxpayer dollars, abusing authority, and hiding meetings. While controversy enveloped most of his tenure at the EPA, Pruitt was one of the president's most effective cabinet members in rolling back regulation, one of POTUS's campaign promises. Andrew Wheeler, EPA deputy, will likely assume office next week. President Trump had this to say via Twitter, quote, "Within the agency, Scott has done an outstanding job and I will always be thankful to him for this," end quote. 4. Facebook makes headlines again for their censorship tactics. First, over the 4th of July holiday, the social media site labeled the Declaration of Independence as hate speech. A local newspaper in Texas posted sections of the Declaration of Independence to its Facebook page. Facebook's algorithms flagged the words as violating the company's, quote, standards on hate speech, end quote. Facebook has since apologized and reinstated the post. Second, the New York Times slammed Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg for policing news content. Facebook says it's prioritizing the news based on users' perception of credibility. And that's the rub. Instead of weeding out the chaff from the wheat in terms of promoting factually correct items, Facebook is choosing to crowdsource folks' opinions as to whether something may or may not be correct.
5. In a story that's garnering national attention, a Congolese national spent her Independence Day scaling the Statue of Liberty. Therese Patricia Okumu was part of a protest regarding immigration policies held Wednesday in New York City. As the day wore on, the naturalized citizen cites, quote, a spur-of-the-moment, end quote, decision to climb Lady Liberty. After climbing to the base of the infamous statue and doing her best to evade police, Okumu was eventually arrested for trespassing and other charges. After her not guilty plea entered in court this afternoon, Okumu raised her right fist to applause from supporters in the courthouse. Outside, she was treated as a rock star, blowing kisses to chants of, quote, "We love you!" In a statement to press and her fans, she quoted Michelle Obama before making her own additions. Quote, "When they go low, we go high," end quote. "And I went as high as I could," she added. Perhaps she forgot those skirt tails she's clinging to were designed to those coming to America by legal means. But for now, she's got some legal troubles of her own. And that's the 5 in 5 for Thursday, July 5th, 2018. Be sure to further your research by following the links down in the description below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.